Los Angeles Lakers fans probably feel that they have already heard or read all there is to know about D'Angelo Russell after his two stints with the franchise. It's funny how quickly that can change from a single interview. That is the reality that fans of the purple and gold are seeing play out as Russell tossed his former franchise and its coaches under the bus when comparing how the Lakers approached the business of playing winning basketball to the Brooklyn Nets. Interestingly enough, Russell feels that the structure in place in Brooklyn far exceeded anything he encountered during his time in Los Angeles. The former Ohio State Buckeyes standout credits that structure from the Nets for teaching him the right way to grow as a basketball player and as a person. I came from the Lakers where the structure is not the same, and then I go to Brooklyn where it's all structure, and it taught me how to be a professional. D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell throws shade at the Lakers after signing with Mavs. I came from the Lakers where the structure is not the same, Russell said during an appearance on the WI network hosted by Dwayne Wade. And then I go to Brooklyn where it's all structure, and it taught me how to be a professional. Being a top rookie in a city like Los Angeles is going to be a lot for any young player to handle. New York City, being the beacon of light that showed Russell how to be a professional, is surprising, though, as it offers all of the same distractions as Los Angeles does. This is where Russell's comments concerning the structure offered by the respective franchises get intriguing. Mitch Kupchak was the Lakers GM when Russell was drafted. He was traded 2 years later by a front office led by Kupchak's successor, Magic Johnson. Johnson then drafted Lonzo Ball and propped him up as the franchise's next great floor general, a decision that backfired tremendously. To suggest the structure in place in Los Angeles during those early years of Russell's career wasn't conducive to his growth as a player, something we saw almost immediately following his trade to Brooklyn, is telling and should not be ignored. For Russell to say this himself backs up what the numbers show. The saving grace for Lakers fans is that there seems to be a greater sense of the need for a structured environment in Los Angeles from the people in power now than there was a decade ago when Russell entered the league. The Los Angeles Lakers appear to mostly have the team's roster set for the upcoming NBA season. Yet, LeBron James' future could be the one thing that prompts a late off-season shakeup amid ongoing Lakers rumors. Sports Illustrated's Mark Morales-Smith put together a proposed trade that sends LeBron James to the New York Knicks. It is worth noting that a third team would likely be needed to facilitate the trade given the salary cap complications. The proposal has the Knicks land James along with his son Bronny James. In exchange for the James duo, the Lakers acquire OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and a first-round pick. James' affinity for New York City and playing at Madison Square Garden is no secret. Let's explore this trade proposal for both the Lakers and Knicks. LeBron James has a no-trade clause in his contract with the Lakers. James has a no-trade clause in his contract, meaning the superstar can veto any deal. The Legends agent Rich Paul has thrown cold water on the idea that James would sign off on a trade. Yet, a strong argument can be made that James would stand a better chance of winning his 5th NBA championship with the Knicks, especially with the Eastern Conference appearing weaker given the rash of injuries. The Lakers need to pick a lane and come up with a defined game plan. Having 1 foot in and 1 foot out has not worked out, Morales-Smith detailed in an August 7, 2025, story titled, NBA Mock Trade. Lakers deal LeBron James to Knicks for OG Anunoby Josh Hart package. If that decision is to move on from James and build a long-term team around Luka Doncic, then Hart and Anunoby are nice complementary pieces, and of course, they would also be getting a first-round pick. Anunoby is a solid forward who could potentially go out and give you 20-5-3 for a season, while Hart is the best rebounding guard in the league who contributes on both sides of the ball. Would the Lakers be willing to take on massive contracts in a trade with the Knicks? There has been a growing buzz that the Lakers will not re-sign James in 2026. Trading James would allow Los Angeles to get something in return for the star, but King James would also need to sign off on the deal. While the Lakers would get some serious assets in return, Los Angeles would also be committing to 2 sizable contracts, putting a damper on future cap space. Anunoby, who is a member of the Toronto Raptors team who won the NBA championship in 2019, is slated to have 4 seasons remaining on a 5-year, $212.5 million contract. Hart's 4-year, $80 million contract is set to go through the 2027-28 season. The Knicks have a club option for the final year of Hart's deal. LeBron James continues to monitor the Lakers' moves with an eye on his future. Insider. James continues to put pressure on the Lakers amid a tense NBA offseason. ESPN's Dave McMenamin reported that James is still monitoring the Lakers' moves. The greater question is, where does LeBron stand with the Lakers? McMenamin explained on NBA Today. For Hoops Hype. I'm told that the statement that Rich Paul gave to Shams Charania back in June when LeBron opted in still stands, that LeBron and his representatives will be monitoring the Lakers' moves that they make because they recognize that there's only a very limited amount of time left in his career, and he wants to be competing for championships. Whatever time that is. The Los Angeles Lakers could solve their perimeter defensive weakness by trading for Aaron Nesmith before the February 5th deadline. Nesmith's two-way impact just helped the Pacers reach the NBA Finals, but Indiana is facing a gap year. Tyrese Haliburton is out after tearing his Achilles, and Miles Turner left in free agency. The Pacers never want to pay the luxury tax and could look to cash in on Nesmith before he reaches free agency in 2027. The Lakers signed Marcus Smart to be their defensive stopper, but his biggest impact will be bringing an intensity that the roster lacks. He has struggled to defend on the perimeter and stay on the floor since leaving Boston. There are plenty of reasons for fans to worry, and it may force the Lakers to make an upgrade before the deadline. Nesmith is the perfect fit. His ability to make shots, defend on the ball, and attack closeouts is exactly what the Lakers need. Fans saw him thrive in the 2025 playoffs, and he would be even better playing off Luka Doncic in Hollywood. The Lakers must wait for the right moment to pounce. Lakers should trade for Aaron Nesmith before the deadline. Jason Timps loves the fit, but questions whether the Lakers would be willing to give up the draft capital and necessary pieces to make this move if Nesmith becomes available. The Pacers let Miles Turner walk to avoid the luxury tax, but will be flirting with it next season. Indy is likely over if they extend Benedict Mathurin. The front office may have to choose between the two wings and may opt for the larger return in a Nesmith trade. The Lakers are all in on building around Luka after his contract extension. DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart were fine additions, but they need long-term answers. Nesmith shot 43.1% from three-point range last season, and the 25-year-old never shied away from a matchup in the playoffs. He is the perfect fit and on Luka's timeline. Nesmith won't be available after this season. Tyrese Haliburton will return, and the Pacers will look to build a contender around him. Rob Pelinka and the Lakers front office have a short window to make this move happen. Nesmith could let his defense and shooting shine as the Lakers become an annual contender. LA needs a perimeter stopper if they plan on keeping Doncic and Austin Reeves as their long-term backcourt. They're not finding one late in the draft or via free agency. The Lakers will have to trade for that piece, and Nesmith is the best possible option. The Los Angeles Lakers have work to do. They need multiple pieces to win a championship, with Luka Doncic leading their charge. Aaron Nesmith has 2 years remaining on his contract and will likely seek a significant raise. Cap concerns could force the Pacers to move on, and LA will be waiting. Rob Pelinka must make this move before February 5th, or it won't happen. It is time to start the calls and close by the deadline.